Blog Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, it's a Princess and a six-string revolver, and you're listening to my good friend Justin Ray Harvey on J-Ray Radio.
This is Gordon Ricusa, author of Shidoshi, The Four Ways of the Corpse, and The Five Principles of Everything. Getting my facts straight from Justin Ray Harvey.
This is Stan Bush. I sing Fight to Survive in the movie Bloodsport. You're listening to Justin Ray Harvey. I'll fight to survive!
Hi, this is Tony Luke Jr., a.k.a. Joey the Nail Nardone, and you're listening to Justin Ray Harvey.
Hey everyone, it's Rick Reiser from Today's Hit Music 103 CIR in Beckley, West Virginia. You're listening to my boy Justin Ray Harvey on J-Ray Radio.
Hi, I'm Tony Luke Jr., also known as Joey the Nail. Please follow my friend Justin Ray Harvey on Facebook, Twitter, and Skype. His tag is @JustinHarvey. He's a great guy. I follow him, and I know you'll enjoy following him too.
Hi, this is Peter Mahoney, Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Nuance Communications. I'm also known as the Dragon Dictator. You're listening to Justin Ray Harvey.
To reach Justin Harvey's studio line, please call 818-532-9762.
Hi, this is Raven Kane, the co-founder of Pain, Progressive Action, Immediate Neutralization, and the singer-songwriter for the new record called Six String Revolver. You're listening to my good friend Justin Ray Harvey. He's a fellow martial artist and a good man, and if you even consider turning the show off, I'll come through this internet connection and choke your ass out.
Hello, everyone. Justin Ray Harvey here on J-Ray Radio. I am so sorry for the blankness. Apparently, I'm having some type of technical difficulties this afternoon. I usually do my shows during the evening time, and this great interview that I'm getting ready to get to is being done early because it is an interview done on the spot. I'm about to bring a guy that does wonderful, wonderful YouTube videos, and he works for a company that helps disabled individuals get software that they need, such as Dragon Naturally Speaking. So let's see if I can't get the-raz-man on the line.
Hey, Justin, I'm here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm well. I hope I didn't cause too much of a technical inconvenience. I apologize.
Oh, it's not you, my friend. It's Blog Talk Radio. It's been for some reason when I was listening to the intro, it was cutting in and out. So it's obviously.
Oh, well, it was fine over here on the queue, waiting for you to pick up. So
my friend.
Maybe it'll be.
The floor is yours. Introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I go by the-raz-man or Raz-man's Reality on the internet. Yeah, I've done media-related stuff for all the way back since 1997 under the Raz-man's Reality brand. I started out as a high school radio show, and then after I graduated from high school, I did these things that we have here in the Dayton, Ohio area called hotlines, which is basically our glorified term for voicemails, because that's what it was you would call a phone and you would just change the voicemail every day. So it would be like doing a report on air. So I did that for about 3 years, and then a friend of mine told me about YouTube, and the rest, as they say, is history as far as the brand goes. The brand is currently sitting at 1,732 subscribers with full partnership through Full Screen Entertainment. And through the brand, I was noticed by... Sorry, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having technical difficulties again. Let me see. You there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
yes, I can hear you.
I couldn't hear you for some reason. So.
Apparently we're losing reception here. But what I was saying was through my brand, that's where I was discovered by Indie Enterprises Inc. because I was having issues with Dragon at the time, and they were trying to help me solve it, and it turns out they needed a social media guy, and so I've done all their social media for close to 2 years now, and in addition to that, I was also just merged into outreach, which means that I now have the responsibility of helping them gain products in the U.S. as well, because they're based out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So it's pretty cool.
Pretty big stuff there. Wow.
Yeah, and Mark also has cerebral palsy like you and I do. So he's a great guy to work for because he understands, what we go through and what our needs are, and that we can only work so many hours a day. So yeah, it's a very satisfying job because I don't have to tell you from doing your own brand, as satisfying as doing a brand is, a lot of times you're wondering on certain days, am I just talking to myself? Like, am I even making a difference here at all? But the job affords me the opportunity to know, that I'm having a direct impact on people's lives.
Wow.
So it's very, very satisfying to have that happen.
Yeah.
So
definitely, yeah.
That's basically it. That's me in a nutshell. I like doing what I do because my mission statement in life is to prove that just because you're physically disabled doesn't mean that you don't have a voice and that you can't get your mind and your opinions out there.
Oh, exactly. I say that all the time, as a matter of fact, to people, and I will publicly say on my show, it pains me to see people complaining just about little stuff that do not have any physical difficulties such as we do.
Oh, yeah. We joked around about it kind of earlier when we were setting this up. You get younger generation, not saying that they're all bad people because they're not, but you get a lot of the younger generation just not knowing how easy they have things. The fact that they can turn to the internet or their smartphone and just have technology at their fingertips to help them with homework, and the fact that they complain because it took them 3 hours to do their homework. Like, really? You just have no clue what it's like to live a hard life. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, now let's go ahead and skip to, since I only have like 30 minutes, I kind of got to jump around a little bit, so I apologize. So let's go ahead and skip to our conversation that we were having, folks. We were having a great conversation about Dragon, and that's what kind of sparked us to really do this today. We was really in a big discussion about Dragon. So let's go ahead and skip to that. So.
All right. Well, for people that have never used Dragon Naturally Speaking, it is a speech dictation software that can be set up on the PC and Mac, and what it allows you to do is speak into a microphone and have the microphone type for you. And on the 12.0 version on Windows machines, it also has built-in capabilities with social media. So it just basically makes your life easier if you're disabled and have problems typing. It just makes production, fast and to the point when it wants to work right. And that's basically what we were talking about, is that as good as the software is, there's a lot of improvements they need to make. And a lot of that, I think, would come from just doing more work with the people that actually use the product, rather than have people within Nuance itself, the company itself, do the testing and the creating. Why don't they reach out to their partners and their clients to help them put the product together? Because we know what the problems are because we use the program every day.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, you raised a good point. It's like, we use the product every day. Why not hire us to, work with this product every day? Because us being disabled individuals, we can think outside of the box of what the program needs to fit the disabled individual. So.
Exactly, because there are needs that ambulatory people don't have that we have. Perfect example that you gave earlier was just, what if somebody goes and tries to mess around with your profile? And then all that work that you put in to get your profile to work correctly goes out the window. So why not have it built in to every version, not just the version that's available to business professionals, for there to be an ability to password protect your profile so that no one can mess up your work. That's a huge
because as soon as somebody deletes your profile or you delete your profile, sure, you can back it up on an external hard drive, but what if you don't have one? And then it's like you have to retrain it and then start from scratch. You lose all your custom commands, and you lose all your, your Dragon dictation, which is very frustrating,
It is, because it's a lot of work to even get Dragon to recognize certain words. That's the biggest question that I get as head of social media for Handy and promoting Dragon for Nuance, is people see my videos showing off the product, and they're like, why won't the product do for me what it does for you? And what people really need to understand is that it's not just about training the profile and being done. You have to constantly use the product, because Dragon is only as good as you make it. The more that you use it and the more language you give it to learn from, the better it's going to get. Now, does that mean it's perfect? Absolutely not, because there are certain words that I speak, like the word until, for example, that it never gets. I've trained that word like hundreds and hundreds of times, and it still won't get it. So there are definitely things that are going to be problematic from time to time, but as long as you're willing to put the time and effort into it, it should be a good product for you.
Exactly. It's like I tweeted a couple months ago, and I'm sure you'll appreciate this. The way I describe Dragon is that it's your own personal secretary, except it doesn't take breaks until you do, and you don't have to pay it to take your dictation.
Oh, that's a good one, man. I have to steal that for our Twitter, because we're all about doing funny tweets. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that a lot. One of my favorites that our president and CEO, Mark Flores, who I'm sure is going to be listening in to the archive, so shout out to my boss. One of my favorite ones that he came up with was, Dragon makes me an author. Where's my Pulitzer Prize? I mean, that one made me laugh to no end.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things on the negative side of drag and dictate, like I was discussing with you earlier, is like when you train a word with drag and dictate, you have to say the word 3 times in a row. On drag and dictate, you only have to say the word once.
Exactly, and that's a huge disparity, and it's ironic because this is part of the discussion that we were having earlier too. The world is pretty much shifted to almost 95% Apple now. Everybody's on an Apple, so why is Apple getting gypped in terms of dictation software? Well, it turns out that may not actually be the case for very much longer. There was an article posted in late July on GeekWire.com, which for geeks, they know that is the number one source for anything tech-related. Like, if something's on GeekWire.com, you can take it to the bank. And GeekWire.com posted an article that stated that in Boston, in the backyard of Nuance Communications, Apple Inc. is in the process of creating its own speech recognition team for its own software. So the entire landscape is going to change dramatically.
Wow.
And we're in...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just saying we're in... I'm sorry, we're jumping...
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. We're jumping on each other here.
I was gonna say, if Apple does that and does the product right really well and with the resources that Apple has, Nuance is doomed.
Oh, absolutely they are. I mean, that's the thing that my president and CEO, Mark Flores, and I said in our YouTube video series on the Indie Enterprise Inc. YouTube channel. I just got done saying that Apple has more money in one room that they can put toward fixing all of the problems that are in Dragon and making a better product than Nuance has as an entire company. So, yeah, the whole landscape is going to change. But the thing that worries me about it so much is just the fact that it's going to be Apple exclusive, because Apple products are so expensive. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're incredibly non-cost effective. And the average consumer, particularly the average disabled consumer, just doesn't have money to spend on technology. And if they do, they have to save up a long time for it. So it worries me that people are going to spend so much time and energy on PC because that's what they have, and then they're going to be forced to go to Apple because Apple is so much better, or vice versa could happen. They could just automatically go to Apple because they think it's going to be better, and then it turns out not to be, and they've wasted all that money for nothing.
I definitely feel like Nuance and Apple is definitely going to compete against each other with the product. So.
Oh, they absolutely will. Unless it comes out that it's a merger, which would be very, very surprising because Nuance is big in the PC market, and I don't think they would move away from that just to do a merger with Apple. So,
you know, what would have been a smart move on Nuance's part? Now, I'll get your take on this in a second here, but what would have been good on their part is if they would have made Dragon Naturally Speaking for both platforms, for the Mac and the PC, instead of having to have two different programs, because a lot of people don't realize Mac Speech Dictate was bought by Nuance, and now it's Dragon Dictate. So.
Yeah, and the thing about it is because it is two different programs on two entirely different platforms. You talked about it earlier with training words 3 times. There's things that Dragon Dictate won't do as effectively as Dragon Naturally Speaking, and that's a shame, because what you're getting on Apple is actually stronger hardware than the majority of PCs. So the fact that you're actually not getting as high of a production rate is
good, but to me, it's just a stripped down version of Dragon Naturally Speaking. So, I mean...
Well, it is. I'll give them credit, though. It's getting better every time they come out with a new one. Like Dictate 3 is the closest they've had to it so far.
Oh yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, and you know I've given them great suggestions, but whether they use it, you know, that'll be up to them, and you know they are getting.
Well, that's the one thing I can say for Nuance. I mean, we both have had the pleasure of talking to Peter Mahoney in the past, and Nuance is huge on actually listening to feedback from their customers. So even though they don't necessarily use their customers to build the product, they will at least take their customers' opinions and work with them, because they've taken my suggestions and they take yours, and some of my suggestions actually got put into the product, like the ability to use Twitter right from your profile rather than having to log on to Twitter separately. In the Windows version, that was something that I directly suggested to them, and then it was available in Dragon 12. And so they will listen to you. Whether or not they can implement everything it's just a matter of what the software can and can't do. But Nuance is the one company in my short-term 2-year career in assistive technology that is the most personable, that will care about their consumer the most. So I give them full credit for that.
Exactly, and I do think that they do need to figure out a way for you to update your Google Plus through Dragon, because Google Plus is starting to get pretty big now, and you know all these different social networks.
Oh, Google Plus is huge. Look how the Google Plus is huge, particularly Hangouts. I mean, we use Hangouts all the time on Handy Enterprise to do group video, because you don't have to pay for Skype recording software anymore to be able to do it. So Google Plus is huge, and it definitely needs to be incorporated in Dragon. I think there's potential at some point that Google Plus could be bigger than Facebook, because of just the features that it has that Facebook doesn't.
Yeah, I could see that too. And one of the biggest flaws with Facebook, since we're on the topic of Facebook, you're there to meet new people and social network, right? Well, if someone denies you, they block you from sending friends requests for 30 days, and I think that is a bad move on Facebook's part.
Well, it is, but it isn't. I mean, I can see what you're saying, because it might have been accidental denial, but if it wasn't accidental denial and you don't want the person contacting you, then there's less of a chance for them to spam your profile. The one thing they have done in recent years, and I can speak from personal experience because both myself and one of my dearest friends has Facebook set up this way, you can have your Facebook completely private, closed off to the public, and that's something that you were not able to do before. Like, what I mean by that is someone has to be your friend in order for them to see your Facebook.
To see your stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a huge step forward for them, and something that they didn't do before. And while you can make private Twitters to where you have to be following, or a person has to accept your follow, rather, it still isn't as private as Facebook has. So Facebook has made a lot of leaps forward, but it isn't private enough. I mean, there's still, if you were to say, hey, I'm having a party, and this is the address of the party, there's still the ability for Joe Schmo out there to get the directions put in their GPS and go and crash your party as a complete stranger. Like, there needs to be safeguards for everything. Or even if you have a public profile, Facebook should be smart enough to realize that they're posting really private information here, like a phone number or an email or an address. Like, we shouldn't have that be seen except to people who they tell us to. Like, it should automatically say to you.
Yeah, exactly,
when
because I'll give you an example.
Something like that.
Like, my buddy said to me the other night, like, if you post your address on Facebook, somebody can go on your profile and actually go on, like, I'll give you an example, like MapQuest, and see exactly where you live, see what your house looks like, your vehicles, your yard, everything. It's creepy.
It is. It's very creepy. So what they should do to offset it, as I was starting to say, is that they should fix it to where when you do that, you get a warning message, and it tells you that you have to manually put in each name that you want to see this information, so that people who aren't supposed to see the information won't see it.
Yeah, exactly. And do you think that Twitter is headed in the right direction, or do you think that Twitter needs anything, or you know, what's your thoughts on Twitter? I mean, because you know, I know that Facebook and Twitter are going to be competing one day for the top spot.
Right.
So to speak. So.
My thing about Twitter is I use it for marketing purposes to get the brand and to get Andy out there more, but that's basically all I use it for, because the 140 character limit is very, very bad, because a lot of times you have a lot to say and a point that you're really trying to get across, and you run out of room. And when you want to go over 140 characters, now they have to click on a separate website, like a Facebook fan page or a Twitlonger. And so that, to me, is the biggest improvement that Twitter needs to make. They need to get rid of the character limit. Find a way to make the site run and have unlimited status updates. If they could do that, they would be huge.
And one drawback
but I think one thing it has done. Sorry, I was saying one thing it has done is that it's changed the landscape of social media. Like the fact that you can follow celebrities now, and celebrities will actually tweet with their fans. I think that's pretty cool. And the fact that you can get in touch with a company a lot quicker because of Twitter, you know, that's the huge advantages that it has. So it has a lot of good things. If they would just tweak it, I think it would be great.
Well, one thing that I don't like about Twitter is once you follow 2,000 people, you can't follow anymore. I think the following, I could understand for spamming reasons, but I'm not a person that spams, okay? So, but at the same time, I think you should have unlimited following. So.
Oh yeah, you absolutely should. I apologize if there's background noise in the interview. I'm getting called on Google Plus, and my Android does not want to shut itself off. So hopefully it'll go away in a second. It did. So there you go. But I completely agree.
But yeah, I think Twitter should have unlimited following capabilities.
Oh, no doubt. And I also think it should have unlimited characters, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. But also,
Go ahead,
I think it would be cool if you could update, like with Dragon, you could update your Twitter and Facebook at the same time instead of having to retype what you said.
Yeah, and it also needs to be set up for multiple Facebooks as well. Like people like us who have fan pages, because we keep our personal accounts separate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needs to be incorporated into fan pages, without a doubt. Because the company uses a fan page, I use a fan page, you use a fan page. Fan pages are arguably more important to most people than personal profiles.
That's a great idea. I'm going to suggest that to Nuance because you might have.
Oh, I've already done it, but hey, if you want to do it, do. More power to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, that way we don't have double work to do. You could update all your pages at once with one update. Make it
exactly. I mean, you can do that if you use something like TweetDeck or Hootsuite, and you dictate the line and then just say paste that into each social media. But it would be nice for it to be built into Dragon where you could dictate and then say post to Twitter, post to Facebook, personal profile, post to fan page. It would be nice if you could post to Google+. It'd be nice if you could have everything just built into the program, for sure.
Well, or say like a command like post to all my pages or something like that, and Dragon would know, it'll go here, here, and here,
Yeah, and the other thing I would love, I mean, I don't know if it would ever get to this point, but I would love, I have to use two separate profiles. I have to use one for personal business and one for company business because I use different sets of passwords for both. So I would love for it to get to the point to where you could use one profile but have unlimited social media accounts that you could post to. So if I'm trying to post something to both the-raz-man's Reality and Handy Enterprises simultaneously, it's not an issue. I don't have to change profiles as far as using custom commands, because when I say post to Twitter in one profile, it only goes to the one page. So I would like for that to change, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, and my last suggestion, and then I'll get your final thoughts, and then we got to wrap up the show because it's only got a few more minutes left. I think it would be cool is if with Dragon you could create like a master password that you could use for all your websites everywhere.
That would be cool. They do have the ability in custom commands to make your password a command. Like you can say insert password 1, insert password 2. That's the way I do it. So that you don't actually have to remember your password.
I think it would be cool, though, if Dragon was smart enough to have some sort of master password capability. That way it just automatically knows. Yeah. What else?
Well,
do you have any?
That would be a good
final thoughts for my listeners?
Just thank you for having me, dude. It was a good honor getting to know you. Hopefully I'll have you as a friend for a while, and I'll be happy to come back anytime. Everyone, please check out the company if you have any needs in assistive technology. It's Handy Enterprises, Inc., HANDI Enterprises, Inc. You can find us online at handyenterprises.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Handy Enterprise and like the Handy Enterprises, Inc. Facebook fan page, and we're on YouTube under Handy Enterprises, Inc. And if you want to get in touch with me directly for anything, the email address is socialmedia@handyenterprises.com. So I hope that everyone will contact us if they have any needs. And as far as my personal brand goes, just look up the-raz-man's Reality. R-A-Z-M-A-N-S-R-E-A-L-I-T-Y with the 2 R's and the M in the middle capitalized. I'm the only one that there is out there. So if you look it up, you'll find me. So there you go.
Absolutely, and here in a short bit, I'm going to be sending you my Skype information. So because I think we should also hook up on there because I'm on there all the time. So yeah, because we got
absolutely. Oh yeah, and
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Google Plus. Google Plus under the-raz-man reality for all the-raz-man's reality broadcasts. And under Handy Enterprises Inc. for Handy Enterprises Inc. broadcast. So,
awesome.
There you go.
I'm going to go ahead and end the show, and I've enjoyed having you, and we're going to have you back here in the near future.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you, my friend. Well, that is it for J-Ray Radio Edition, this early afternoon, evening edition. I will see you next time on J-Ray Radio.